Mr. Bush, Mr. Trump.
Donald Trump is now walking around Versailles, the symbolism as the United States crumbles under Donald Trump's failed leadership. Donald Trump wanted to take a trip to Versailles, and as Donald Trump arrived, he held one of the most disastrous press conferences on the tarmac. Donald Trump said, first and foremost, that he doesn't care if Iran has ballistic missiles, not a big deal, and he claims that was never something that he focused on at all. Let's play this clip.
You said at the press conference, you said you don't mind Iran having ballistic missiles. Can you elaborate on that? I want to make sure we understand your position.
No, I'm saying that if other countries have them, it's a little bit unfair for them not to have some. A ballistic missile is not the same thing as what we're talking about when we talk nuclear. But if Saudi Arabia and Qatar, and they all have some, I would say in relative proportion, I think it's okay. That's what I mean.
Then he says he doesn't care if Iran has any nuclear dust. He said that was never a big deal to him at the outset as well. Play this clip.
Mr. President, how important is it in the MOU, which just came out, that Iran commits not only to not pursue nuclear weapons, but also resolve the nuclear dust?
It's great. Much less important, because it's very hard to get at that. I don't think anybody could get at it. We could get at it with great work and a lot of time. But the B-2 bombers and those great pilots, now you understand they did their job. So much less important than not having a nuclear weapon. So what do you expect tonight?
Then Donald Trump got the news that the Federal Reserve are keeping interest rates the same, but maybe raising interest rates at their next meeting. Donald Trump says, yeah, I don't really care about that either. Really? You were just attacking the former chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, for that precise thing when he did not do that. And now you're saying you just don't care? You don't care about anything? Here, play this clip.
Say it.
Did you see the Fed decision? They held rates today. Did you see that?
It's all right. Whatever.
And it looks like they might even raise them later this year. It's not clear. Do you have any comment?
It could happen. I mean, it's hard to believe. It just keeps a country down, you know. So it's so unusual. But we have a very good guy over there now, so I'm guided by what he wants.
You're not frustrated.
Was this his first time? Yeah, I don't know. I saw a statement. It just came out.
Then he's asked, well, what about when do we expect a final deal? Not this memorandum of understanding with Iran. When's a deal? When's that going to happen? In 60 days? Donald Trump, as you may have predicted, said, yeah, I don't care. I don't know, 60 days, we could extend it. It doesn't really matter. It seems that he doesn't care about anything other than his trip to Versailles, his tourist trip, where he can be around gold. Here, play this clip.
Could take longer.
So you could extend. You could extend this phase.
I don't view it as hard now.
You don't think of it as a hard deadline?
No, just as long as they're behaving, I really don't care that much.
Did you talk to leaders about Greenland?
Then Donald Trump talked about the press conference that he gave earlier, and he talks to one of the reporters, Steve, and he says, Steve, you shot your load. You shot your load pretty much. I think the press conference went well. Did you like shooting your load? He says. Let's play this clip.
The press conference seems to have gone well. You shot your load pretty much, Steve, right? Pretty much. But going well. Seems like the agreement's very well undertow. Are you coming to Versailles with us?
Yes, sir.
I hope. I'm going to try and get you to do the tour because honestly, it's unbelievable.
One thing I've learned is that car repairs never happen at a convenient time. I've had those moments where a warning light comes on and suddenly you're staring at a repair bill you weren't planning for. It's stressful, especially when you're relying on your car every single day. That's why I like CarShield. They offer low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plans that can help save you from expensive out-of-pocket repair costs. Plus, you get 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, and rental car options at no additional cost. They work with ASC certified mechanics and repair shops across the country. Their contracts have low deductibles to help keep costs manageable, and they've been serving drivers for more than 20 years. They cover over 2 million vehicles, have a 96% customer rating, an A+ rating from the BBB, and were named a USA Today Top Place to Work for 2026. CarShield lets you lock in your rate today so you aren't hit by surprise inflation tomorrow. It's a proactive, evidence-based approach to your personal finances. Right now, CarShield is offering our listeners 20% off with the code Meidas at carshield.com/Meidas. Visit carshield.com/Meidas to lock in your coverage today and protect yourself from expensive car repairs. Again, go to carshield.com/Meidas and use code Meidas, that's MEIDAS, for 20% off.
Then when it comes to sanctions on Russian oil, Donald Trump says, I don't really care. Maybe I'll put him back on. I don't know. It seems like he says he doesn't care about it. Maybe he doesn't care. Not maybe. He doesn't care about his job. He is truly careless while the Americans suffer. In fact, he seems to enjoy the American people suffering. Here, play this clip.
Sanctions on Russia. What are you going to do about that? Sanctions on Russia, like the oil waiver.
Yeah, I may put them back on, yeah. I wanted to make sure that oil stayed as low as possible. Now that the oil price is way down, when you see those numbers, but it's way down, I may put it back on. Yeah. Thank you.
Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President.
But one of the things he's like, man, I forgot to talk about Greenland. How could I forget to talk about Greenland and invading it? Here, play this clip.
That much.
Did you talk to leaders about Greenland, sir?
About who?
Greenland? Did you talk about Greenland?
No, we didn't discuss Greenland.
Not at all?
I should discuss Greenland.
Then Donald Trump says that the Iran agreement, which I believe is supposed to have already been signed, he says it will be signed in 48 hours. And so the reporter says, where? In Geneva? I don't care. I don't really know. Once again, here, play this clip.
Have any clarity on when the deal will be signed, when the memorandum
Over the next, I'd say 48 hours.
48 hours, and it's going to be then
I'd say 48 hours.
still in Geneva?
We haven't determined yet. It's in final form. We haven't determined.
How long will you leave the U.S. military in the Gulf?
So what happens, though, if the terms of this purported agreement aren't fulfilled? Donald Trump says, maybe we bomb them. I don't know. You tell me. I don't care. Maybe we bomb them again. Here, play this clip.
If they don't come through, is it a threat that we'd bomb? You can call it whatever you want, but it'll probably happen. Thank you. I will see you at Versailles, and you're going to go back and tell the New York Times you're going to change your whole way of life. Okay.
Then he attacks the United States, Mexico-Canada agreement, which he entered into, which was his deal. It was his update to NAFTA. But Trump says that the USMCA, the only thing he liked about it is it lets you get out of NAFTA. So you're saying that you did a deal during your first term where the only thing you liked about it is that you can get out of the prior deal, NAFTA? So why did you do the USMCA, which you said was your crowning achievement of your first term? Now you say that you only liked it because you can get out of NAFTA? Here, play this clip.
To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of it. I liked it because it got us out of NAFTA. In other words, after 6 years, you had a clause that got us out of NAFTA. That's the thing I liked about it most. We do better without an agreement.
Do you want to just leave it enrolling?
I would rather leave it unsigned. I'd rather have it terminated.
You'd rather have it terminated? Oh, those are different things, sir. I just want to be clear.
I would rather not have the agreement, but I may sign it.
Right.
But we do better as a country if we don't have an agreement.
So are you thinking of...
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe we won't be able to make a deal. I would rather not have the USMCA. The primary reason I wanted it was because there was no way out of NAFTA, which was the worst trade agreement ever made, like ever. And they had no termination. And it was very hard to get USMCA for that reason. And I had a 6-year clause. Who would have thought I would have been here in the 6 years? They got it 6 years because they hoped I wouldn't be here. My term was supposed to be over with. So on top of everything else that comes through, I would prefer not having an agreement, but I'm open to doing it. We'll see what happens.
So as of now, it's just going to stick around for 10 years. You're okay
We're
with
not.
that?
No, it's not sticking around. It'll be terminated. In other words,
after a decade.
it expires.
Yeah, in a decade.
It expires.
Yeah.
I prefer this.
In the first paragraph.
I view it as possibly expiring immediately.
And when Donald Trump says that he really, Steve, you blew your load or shot your load or whatever the hell he's saying, whatever ridiculous thing he's saying during the press conference. I mean, the press conference that Donald Trump gave at the G7 was very telling, where he said we were 4 weeks away from just completely running out of oil reserves, at which point there would have been a Great Depression of a scale we've never seen. And then that's why he basically had to give in all of the terms that he did. Here's what he said at that press conference, just to remind you.
I'm going to get bad press. I know that. Now, if I did the opposite, if I went out and continued to bomb them for another 4, just bomb the hell out of them, I'd get bad press on that. No, there's nothing I can do. But what this does is it allows the ships to go. If we keep bombing, those ships won't be going. And you're talking about $500, $600, $700 million a day. It's a lot of money. A lot of money. That's why the world is okay. It's liquid. It's fine. Also, we run out of reserves in about 4 weeks. There are reserves all over the world, and we would really run out. And there'll be a time when you wouldn't be able to get it. And you want to see bedlam? So for all those so-called geniuses that want to show me how smart they are, ask them why didn't they blow up General Soleimani? Ask that of the general and a couple of other people that I like very much, but boy, are they wrong. Go ahead. How about you?
And now state regime media and all the right-wing neocons are out there putting this blame all on J.D. Vance and saying everything is J.D. Vance's fault. You can watch for yourself. Let's play it.
With that said, this MOU appears to be, just from the text, a disaster that does not achieve any of the actual signal goals that were set by the administration at the beginning. There were effectively 5 goals that were set by the administration at the beginning. One was ending the nuclear program, not just nuclear weapons, no nuclear enrichment, zero enrichment. That is not in the deal. Ballistic missiles ended. That is not in the deal. And the president today suggested that ballistic missiles should actually continue to be held by the Iranians because the Saudis, our allies, also hold ballistic missiles. Then you have the support of terrorism. That is not part of the deal. Anything that looks like an attempt to end terrorism. A permanent opening of the Strait of Hormuz toll-free. Not only is that not in the deal appears to have a provision allowing Iran and Oman to attempt to toll the strait after 60 days. And then finally, the idea that Iran would receive some sort of sanctions relief after all of those things happen. We are already seeing from day one relief in their ability to ship oil out of Iran. In my opinion, the vice president of the United States, the chief negotiator on this particular project, has not well served the president.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.